Hello, and welcome to Sandlando Soundwaves. I am Derek Gindelsberger. Today we'll be going over day 47 in the Seven Arrows book, and we'll be covering Genesis chapter 25, verses 19 through 34. This is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Isaac. Abraham became the father of Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he married Rebekah, daughter of Bethuel the Aramean from Paddan Aram, and sister of Laban the Aramean. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife Rebekah became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. The Lord said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two peoples from within you will be separated. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys in her womb. The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. So they named him Esau. After this, his brother came out, with his hand grasping Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home among the tents. Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. When Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country, famished. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." This is why he was also called Edom. Jacob replied, "First, sell me your birthright." "Look, I'm about to die," Esau said. "What good is the birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. Let's go over the 7 arrows. What does this passage say? What did this passage mean to its original audience? What does this passage tell us about God? What does this passage tell us about man? What does this passage tell us? What does this passage demand of me? How does this passage change the way I relate to people? What does this passage prompt me to pray to God? Let's go over the devotional written on page 62 of the 7 Arrows book. The first book of Genesis tells the story of the 4 key fathers of the Christian faith: Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. The lives of these 4 men were filled with sin, failure, romance, tragedy, success, love, and worship. At times, their actions were a demonstration of faith in God. Often, they acted in ways that modeled the rebellion of their first parents, Adam and Eve. Yet through it all, God was faithful. God was intent on caring for the children through whom his promise would be fulfilled. He established a plan to ensure that future generations were protected and provided for, particularly the firstborn sons in the coming generations. The firstborn son would receive a birthright from his parents that would guarantee that his needs were met. Isaac's firstborn, Esau, made a regrettable exchange. He was hungry after a day in the field and decided to sell his birthright to his younger brother in exchange for some stew. Rather than resting in God's care for him, Esau attempted to get what he wanted in his own power and sold something of eternal worth for something that would only provide momentary fulfillment. This exchange is a picture of the exchange humans make when we swap God's eternal glory for the worship of things that will only bring temporary fulfillment. Thank you for listening. I hope you will join us tomorrow.